team ban. It hasn't. I think they're pretty well set up. Good mix of damage, late game scaling, no super good early game push. So they will not be able to end the game quickly necessarily, but again, they have a lot of teams, they have a lot of control. A lot of late game power, so they don't care too much about that, even up against the Drow, I think. The Weaver, it's one of these heroes that can Virtus.pro sort of have that. Until he gets level 3 of that. So drop the hammer out of nowhere to at least take away that. Not just kill him outright. It's not impossible for Navi to deal with. Again,
10 seconds
Centaur
remaining.
gonna come into play, even from the Doom perhaps. Yeah, it's
5 seconds remaining.
Anything else to follow up, or just a glimpse into all of those are possibilities, depending on how well they position themselves. They find the glimpses that they can chase Virtus.pro a little bit, and they. Well, whether Virtus.pro is going to be able to dictate the pace of the game. Roger here finding pressure blocks early on, staying with lanes. Solo always being in the right position for the ults, false promises. Gonna be quite the possibility. Then it's also always the fact that it is a Drow strat, so it's not a crazy amount of push until the Drow herself gets a bit of output, but it's still something that they can rely on to at least bring down his tier 1s, maybe 2s if they do end up winning. Skirmish or 2 if they do get a pick off. Certainly have that option with the Earthshaker. But yeah, if you're just tuning in, Virtus.pro on the one side here. Solo heading that one up against Natus Vincer. NAVI for short. Go the for Raptor. Best of 3 series. NAVI won 2 best of 1s in the group stage. One in the regular phase and one in the tiebreakers. Spicy indeed, Roger. He knows exactly what's going on. So NAVI won. VP.
Oh, this guy has no chill, man.
I don't know. I want to say they're actually coming in as not the favorites in this series. As crazy as that maybe sounds. But they've been looking a little bit shaky. We'll see if they've had enough time to figure out what Navi's secret is that makes so good against VP's playstyle. And if they're able to adjust to that. Same time, it's kind of hard to bet against the Roger Earthshaker, right?
30 seconds to battle.
Oh, looks pretty good. No crazy shenanigans at level 1. No smokes into the other side. We might have trying to find out what the lanes are. Find proper matchup right now. Pasha's down bottom actually. Against the Centaur, so it should be alright for him. Leave us with a bit of a tri-lane setup up against the Weaver. He doesn't necessarily like that. Mako either, I mean, Thunderstrike is very mediocre, certainly at level 1. To be able to take advantage of that, I'm sure. These... And they have the same lasted damage, but Weaver a lot squishier. See if they can find some rotations, or whether they're just going to leave the Weaver there as a bit of a sacrificial position. Get a little bit of extra money here on the center on the Doom to then pay back later. I mean, if they get a few early levels, certainly utilize those. In the meantime, though, VP with a good start with a fissure block. Immediately have a creep wave where you want it to be. Looks like it can't even get close. Solo already very annoying. What? It's deny actually. Actually no, he
Not this time.
so little. Same difference. Roger showing up. Fissure block. They also have a sentry down, so they need to lane switch here, surely, right? Camp was even blocked off, so like, what do you do? Well, Roger wasn't in that area in the first place, just the bot blocked that camp, so they can't pull it off to the side. Still managed to, didn't quite manage to maintain equilibrium. 3 different range creeps now, working away, and we'll be pushing into Chris. Oh my god. That's so good, actually. Such a good idea. So, throwing in that Purifying Flames on the range creep to get it in deny range. I believe they got both of those tonight, so... Neko got the one last hit with the Thunder Strike, so picking up on that quite nicely. Making the most out of what they have here. Idle VP, and it's working out. 10 and 6 for Ramses. First lies CS LOL. You may spam that in chat, that is allowed. So get 1 and 0 still. Stop for the week. Down on the bottom lane, I mean, Lizzie's just doing offlane, I think. Quite nicely. 2 points up and retaliates. That'll help him a little bit with the 2 star shields. He doesn't really fear the creep right there. Does mean that Pasha has to last it on the tower, but should be able to do that quite nice too. Has plenty of region left. Top of what he has from the hard stop and the battle. But Blizzy is gonna get all the CS of the world. Roger can summon. Not really tied to fear it does it. Especially if he starts right-kicking Blizzy and fueling up his retaliate. It's kind of the opposite of what you want to be doing. Just kind of hanging around, maybe getting a deny or 2. Maybe farming up these little bookends. Blue up top. Ooh, Neko tries super low. Couple of right clicks here solo. Draws the first blood. Ramsey super low himself though. Zayat with rotation. Will be able to get that kill. Brave, really good nuke. Supposed to have even that level 1. Enough damage to help them out in that situation. This is what they desperately needed. Took a while for Zayat to get going. Wanted this level 2. And with this Cider creep as well, also something that can help out the Weaver quite a bit. It is an aura, so extra health regen for your carry. These things that support give you or support. In the meantime, the ward was full force. Go plant on the sentry. Can go, right? Yep. We'll get that extra regen at least. It's an extra bonus, but not good flying. Actually, a bit of trouble. Doesn't Shikuchi in a second, and it's just barely enough. That sentry was still there. That's a dead Weaver as it stands. He gets healed up by the Purifying. Very close indeed of doing that. He replaced the Satyr. No extra health regen, but he traded off for the nuke and the slow here from the Thunderclap and the body blocks. That'll be a very useful on Ramses indeed. Now they're looking for more solo. Inside the kinetic field, so he has to fight, and he does indeed find the Weaver. We were not thinking that one through. This bug is not very tanky at all. But hey, Weaver is always gonna be that secondary carry. All about the Medusa, who's sitting at 18 and 9, 16 and 8 on no one.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Supposed to happen, or is this just... I feel like the mid laners should have more CS than that. Maybe it just seems a little bit weird because both Pasha and Lizzie are getting so much CS. Lizzie, of course, with extra last hits from the jungle. I guess Pasha would be doing the same thing. The block, yeah. Yeah, they blocked that themselves, I guess. Blocking it against the Doom, of course, makes sense, but he's not really laying down there all that much. But ideally, if your offlane is backlaning like this, you want to have your carry have the ability to just do the same thing with the hard cam. Either way, Roger being gone on side for the slow, also inside the kinetic field. Nicely done indeed. At the same time, Weaver though in trouble. That's for the Shikuchi, but he cannot get it off. A little bit too far forward again, but Seneko does fight another sentry. Oh, solo. There. Be careful how aggressive you're playing on this Weaver. Only level 2 Shikuchi hits it. Hold on. Might as well be in any tournament. As far as Doom creeps are concerned, the setup is really good if you just 3 position, if you're laning. You just can't really be killed because you add so much extra regen. If you want to be aggressive, this Hellbear is actually amazing. Not necessarily because of the attack speed aura, because of the thunderclap. It's 50 mana, so it's not really all that costly. You have plenty of those in the tank. It's a 150 damage nuke with a 3-second 25% slow. This is very, very strong in the early. Seen that twice now. Total of 3 kills, I guess. 2 different situations. Trying the best to stabilize his top lane.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And also need to focus that towards mid. Magical, he's keeping up to 25, 14, 27, 13, and some more. Magical, similar amount of CS. And Magical, one thing that he can always do once he has an extra couple points in split shot, force farm up the jungle, get the triangle acceleration going. At that point, VP will want to try and maybe mount a few lag. That's not me. My internet just crapped out earlier for a brief moment. I'm a bit paranoid right now, but looks like we're good. But yeah, at some point you want to plop down an observer ward in this area. And keep an eye on the Medusa. Like if Flow, maybe run in with the Earthshaker and the Oracle smoked up, and they have a decent amount of damage with Purifying Flames. So be able to roll that in on Seneko. A little bit scared, but rightfully so. The Stampede, get through the roof, so he can caught both of them inside the kinetic field. Roger's that first. Solo trying to TP out, but he's not gonna get the chance. Zayats gets one, crystallized the other, even killing spree. So all of a sudden, he has recovered. 1, 2, and 3. 30 glasses, same amount as Ramses, who actually low on the net worth chart right now. He was not getting any of these kills. A lot of the assists here. And the later these kills are, the more worth they are, of course, with against these high level heroes. I'll just picked up there. Lizzie, not as much mana to work with, despite them too. Cut him down despite that early hood. Like, sometimes you see them go for Vanguard, but in this game, the hood is certainly worthwhile. Not enough to keep him safe there, so finally he's being punished. Number 4, he's just soaking a bit of experience. Really making a big play on no one, not by himself at least. Go back in, maybe finds good Mystic Snake. Damage, and they do indeed, but no one sees Zayats coming. He's fast, but he's not that fast. So, good back and forth here. Overall, relatively even as all is said and done. I guess mid lane's actually playing with magical now. 600 gold ahead of no one. Just the inherent farm experience. What? This guy is actually feeling confident enough to dive very deep. Bit of stick charges for the team that's only solo up there. These, of course. The moment you hit level 6, you just disappear into the jungle. Give the lane to your support to try and get some experience, but this also opens up those same supports to be gone on. Crystallize did find levels of his own already, so he can feel a little bit more comfortable. The safety of the time map.
A gift I was meant to have this.
For one rune exchange. overall,
Tower is under attack.
NAVI getting the slight edge now. These ramp kills and runes going their way. Blink taking queued up for a moment, but he wants to have that defensive ability. Basically negating a lot of the damage Coach can do. He's going for some sustain himself with that mechanism. He used it for the mana boots. Probably after that straight into the Guardian. Maybe a bit too far forward. Blizzy shows himself on back. Don't really have to damage. Maybe I have the glimpse though into the static storm, and that should do the trick. In the end, Asha with the mechanism though, still alive. Don't have another glimpse, but Zayat's being interrupted by Roger, so he cannot keep the chase going with the Scorched Earth. And now, don't know how that's weird. MVP slowed him down. Looks like it. Side, throws him in place here, Blizzy. Still going though, holding onto the top. Rolled down on the flip side. Stampede for it. Okay. Alvin's gonna get. Oh, what? Yikes! Time lapse. If you go from 100 to 0 in the blink of an eye. Ow. Ow. Like what? Yeah, 500 damage done by Solo, and another 425 just from the side of these Eclipse.
Dire structures are fortified.
No one rotating in. I don't think Crystallize saw him. That TP was a bit inside the phase. Not sure if he could have anticipated that, but either way. Teaching him a lesson, for sure. Don't look at Solo's score right now. Doesn't mean anything. I mean, the funny thing with these kind of numbers is, not just 3-2-2, but any number. Like, if you're looking for them, you're gonna find them. Both in Dota, but also out there in the world, like YouTube videos. So many of these short videos just happen to have 3 minutes and 22 seconds, you know? At least it feels like it if you're actively looking out for it. Might not actually be one of these things, but the human mind can trick you as the static storm comes through, catches Roger Pasha on the outside. Still be able to burst him down, especially with that full of some mechanism, not gonna be enough. Question is, can Snako actually get out of this one? Does have the PP and Pasha without the ult. Didn't get the vision for the root either. No, well played indeed. Get the tower, get another free kill. Trying to rotate in to defend it. All of this is buying space to Magical. I mean, he's really farming mid, farming up the jungle.
Radiant's middle tower
It's
is
6k
under
net worth
attack.
right now. Yasha halfway towards the full Manta style already. 13 minutes in. Ultimately, whenever you draft a Medusa, more often than not, that's gonna be the win condition. Farm Medusa to rally around, eventually 8-click down the lane. The tower after tower, breach high ground with the seed. Unless you get the drop on them with the Earthshaker, like Blink, Echo Slam, serious burst damage. Serious right-click damage from the Drow Ring. Once you find that, there's always going to be the stone case to either take the fight or just run away. It's kind of hard to play around.
Is under attack.
Certainly if the Medusa is super farmed and has enough of a buffer when it comes to health and mana. Let's show himself, but they see him. They see everything that's going on here. This dude should be going down. It is only support, quote unquote. Find the observer ward. So, from VP just holding on to this part of this real estate. Perfect place for Randy's department, of course, because of the ancients.
Middle tower is under
Down bottom, that means Pacha. Ooh, that's tier 1 here. Going there to help him at Blizzy without Stampede, without the blink. He doesn't actually have a way to get in, but you have to. Snako gets the vision for the glimpse. He points out that's massive range, follow-up stomp. They've already used on Pasha, proving to be quite tanky here, with even just a casual cloak. And Ramsey sorting in, as well as the rest of the team. They're gonna burst down Zayas again on the interception. Crystallize with the Invasion, he should be fine. The same cannot be said. Most teammate in the back here though, so Snako will be a secondary casualty. Both supports falling just ahead of the bounty room, so someone needs to TP top. No one from Navi is doing it. Roger, though, get the one. He's going to be able to check for the other. All 4 bounty runes going to go the way of VP. Solo? A bit far forward. He was thinking about dropping in the ward. He didn't actually do it. Still be enough to bamboozle Navi into spending a sentry. Still hanging around to maybe sneak a bit of experience on top of it. Even though the early game started off quite well. Got started to slip out of control, but these kind of movements.
Dire's top tower is
It's a shame now he's in the aggression. Because Necrophos is kind of a hard kill, even with static stone and everything. Unless you burst them down during that, which is a hard prospect. There's a lot of health points, a lot of base regen, even just the ring and the mechanism that you can always pop. Cloak. 15% magic resist, all of this. Like, the moment you don't kill him, he just pops Ghost Shroud, pops Snake Neck if he still has it, back up to full health, right? So it's taking a lot more than just this. So you'd have to expect Doom. Ideally, you'd have the Weaver there, but Crystalline is still playing a bit of catch up. Can do a bit of damage here just through the power of the Swarm. You can stay on top of him and get the full Skull Shroud, moving in right clicks for a while. Well, but ideally you want to wait until level 10 in the Fuse Blade.
Tower is under attack.
Either that goes. Yeah, I mean, I don't even think Navi needs to force things this. It's a matter of, they see an opportunity, get a kill, sure, you're always going to take it. It is going to serve your purposes, because it makes Medusa safer to pop them up. But there's other ways to ensure that. It's certainly not worth it if VP is anticipating those kind of movements and are able to counter-rotate. Down. Not Roger, but the dice scan sees, alright, there's a few more. This is a bait. They identified it perfectly. They're not gonna get G-baited here. Not this time. Lizzie's already bought him. He has 2.8k gold, so that's a blink dagger for him. At the same time, though, Earthshaker also picked up his.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
To utilize that
Dire
farm.
locked down their structures.
Been able to identify that too. Keep keeping up here.
Dire's top tower is
Hanging
under
around
attack.
more and more people rotating in, even magical. So they want to take this fight. The Blink Stomp actually sees Solo off to the side, but now this is isolated by the Vision. Couple of right clicks, he'll die eventually. For now he's kind of jumping giant. Ramsey's in the middle of all of that here with the false promise. But the hammer being dropped means the crystalline starts to count already. Ramsey unable to do any damage during that stone gaze, and now they're in a bit of trouble. The Doom comes out of Necrophos. They can't okay Roger. He can blink and cancel a TP. Magical. Not long for the world. They also in prison, I believe. Zayats, yep. Mistakes were made. Navi didn't need to do that. They didn't need to take that fight. It's just a tier 1.
Radiant's middle
the
tower
safe
is
lane.
under attack.
Liz was in position to just do at least a bit of counter damage to the tower in the bottom lane. Magical could have just as well decided to keep farming. I mean, he did have this Manta style. They were thinking that they could have an opportunity, but ultimately VP in way too good of a position. Blizzy
Dire's
was,
top tower is under attack.
I mean, I can understand trying to blink back there. Maybe he didn't even
Dire's middle tower
anticipate
is
somebody
under
being
attack.
there.
The Dire have
Either way, I mean,
reinforced
stunning
their
up Oracle is
structures.
never a bad idea. Unless you don't actually have a
Dire's
way
middle tower
to kill
is
him with
under
it. Like the rest of Navi was way too far away from Lizzie to actually be able to follow up with anything. As a result, the Stormgaze completely whiffs.
Dire's
VP
middle
able
tower
to
is
just wait it
under
out.
attack.
Dire's middle tower has
No
fallen.
damage being done means that they can just do damage themselves. Couple of really good kills from the 1 and the 2 positions. Now they actually feel comfortable going to the Roche wall. Kane Rune on the outside, Roger. They're able to pick that up. I mean, he didn't even have to use the Acro Slam. Sit on that. pick it up when he needs it, and it's gonna have a low cooldown on that too. For the next fight. Huge boost of momentum here for VP to take advantage of.
Has fallen to the Radiant.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They're doing what they should have done in the first place, just push down bottom. TP, to respond to this with a single TP, and that sends them back, and Solar ends up casting.
A gift from the tempest of battle.
Scaring each other there, it's like, whoops!
Radiant's
Had
middle
to blink
tower
away.
is under attack.
None of them have support from the front. That's Pasha actually. Could have put enough to kill Golden.
Yes.
It's the BKBs, it'll make things a lot easier for no one to be able to stay alive in these fights. Blade not even completed by Weaver, he's only missing like 60 gold, 50 gold. Like, gonna have it now. The next item that he has queued up just tells you what kind of role he understands himself to be in this game. The role that's maybe a bit of a trap sometimes, or a strategy that's a bit of a trap. Because it's a 4 protect one, it's all about the Medusa. It's not like it can't work, but it's one of these things that can just fall flat on his face with just a single mistake. Ease of execution is not exactly in that favor. But on paper, it's really good. I mean, Medusa is going to be very tanky unless VP ends the game in the next 10 minutes or so, which might. But yeah, just say the Medusa is tanky, VP have to commit on her. They debate it out like this. Right now she's all alone, so this is actually a big issue right now. Magical. He's going to die for free, and with the scythe too, he's gonna be dead even longer. It's level 2, so adding 30 seconds on top of that, and well, at least the loser catapulted mid, but they're still going high ground, forcing out that buyback.
Dire's
No way
middle
they can
tower
end this
is
without
under
Magical,
attack.
so VP just
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
not about to let NAVI get away with this kind of strat for free anyway.
Dire's middle
French
tower
comes back, the
has
tier 3 just
fallen.
goes down, way too much
Radiant's
electric power
bottom
between all
tower is
of
under
them.
attack.
Again, this is just a freebie. NAVI, Magical, completely out of position, didn't have his teams to try and
Radiant's
save him and
bottom
take a
tower
fight.
is under attack.
The same kind of situation happens maybe 10-15 minutes later when Weaver has the axe, when he is in position, and Magical tanks all of his spells and just gets time-lapsed back. Then he pops Stone Gaze, maybe BKB, and he's gonna queue it up, but it doesn't really matter. Like, he can still right-click. Right now, that is not really a thing. They don't have the axe, they don't have a super farm Medusa. This is the perfect time for VP to continue the pressure, and they know this too. Ramses, down to click away at the range tracks. Unhealable damage, as they say. Very early on in the game, the blink stun. Lizzie here, trying to punish Necrophil, but he's pretty damn tanky at this point. The Echo Stamp to try and turn us around. They cannot afford to lose Magical again. He's walking away with the Stampede. He does get out. Now the Doom on the BKB double D. He cannot be a part of the fight. Lizzie will drop his stun into the stag zone. They get 1, they get 2. Ramsey trying to force stuff out, but that's the Aegis. Pasha is still alive. Buyback from Sorrow. Ramses also comes back. The glimpse back on Pasha though to bring him down. Or trying to. The hammer completely whips us. They blink away from this. Another blink stun on the OD. No one. He's chopping low. Defensive imprisonment to delay this. Maybe buy some space for Ramses. Create some chaos. He's still hanging around here for some reason. But now, no one's just dead. So Nego dies. But that's only support. Ramses. He is down and out. VP. I don't know what happened there. Pasha a little bit too far forward. They overcommit on Medusa, so it's a bit of a hint of what Navi want to have happen. A lot committed for this Medusa kill. They keep her alive somehow, and they take a team fight. Beautiful play from Blizzy again. It's unreal how much this guy can do on the Centaur. Unreal. And now, okay, Roger, maybe again. Side's picking away, slowed down by the Fusion lane. This Earthshaker might die, maybe not. Pasha taking over front lines with a couple of heals here, the Crimson Guard too. But hey, no, Blizzy says, I don't care about any of that. Blink it in for the old double edge. All of a sudden, all of that momentum that VP was hoping on continuing, hoping on maintaining. There's even damper put on it. Still ahead a bit in gold. Still got a tier 3, but they haven't broken the racks. Kill magical a second time. Forcing out the buyback a little bit earlier, still put a dent in his item progression, make no mistake, but him surviving there after the buyback, being able to participate in a particular fight, continue the farm afterwards. Still, that means he's top of the net worth chart. He has enough money almost for the full sky. It's also closing in with a 20, which is a nice top. Roll out. Center's also going for the axe, so same kind of idea. At 40%, I believe it is, damage reduction. Yeah, 40% damage reduction on it is the same kind of idea. Anything that you can do to save Medusa. Magical is alive and farmed, they can win the game. And with this blunder from VP, hanging around for too long, committing too deep into the base, well, they might just get there. The timing's not completely gone yet for VP though.
Top tower is under attack.
There's a lot of things, a lot of good execution to facilitate that for now. Buyback's still on cooldown from Medusa. I mean, there's still always the threat of her being called out again.
Middle tower has fallen.
She was before. Brave. Should force a reaction from BP from the scripture.
Radiant's middle tower is
The one
under attack.
that make the trip doesn't put to travel, so there's no way that any sort of push coming out. At this point, you're probably looking towards the next Roche. Minute until the minimum respawn. NAVI should know this too, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see them smoke up into that area, trying to establish some vision. Taking out this area here. Get rid of that. I really like how these kind of supports pick up the Quelling Blade. Just to D-ward, you know? We cut a few trees here and there. Get some movement. But hey, it's very useful. You can also get rid of these trees. A valuable ward up there. Very defensive here for the Dire, of course, but still. Hello, so take a glimpse back. After the stomp here, did get the W on him, but only lasts for so long. But they want to try and fight. Roger blinks in the Snag Storm though. Now gets zoomed up. No item slam for this one. Solo with the stealth ult. I think that might be doing enough damage, but I'm not 100% sure. I think he'll survive. NAVI not getting super punished just yet though. Use the few ultimates though, which is perhaps problematic. No static storm, that'll be off cooldown in a minute. But Doom, I'll make that 2 minutes for that. VP have a bit of an opening. They wanted to use the Active Slam, but they didn't, so the only big cooldown is the False Promise right now. Walking forward. Medusa though is a lot stronger than she was in the last one, just a single creep away from level 20, so extra stone gears duration. Be very helpful, it's gonna get it now.
Radiant structures are fire.
Actually, going for the Mystic Snake cooldown, so try and spam that. Maybe have a bit of extra wave clear. Just aggressive force up on the path. Looks like the exact target that you want to go on. Stonegate comes out. Excellent, controls him up a little bit. But Cento is tanking up. Now Zaytsen back with a blink stomp of his own. Ramses, BKB, able to crystallize, so he's trying to do some damage, being annoying in the backline. And Pasha, without his ghost shroud, without anything, still alive though. The fish has enough to bring him down. He couldn't get the time lapse off. Now Roger in the back, Zayt's isolated. Another blink stomp from Blizzy, defensive imprisonment. To keep Pasha alive though, no one drops the hammer. Misses Magical, I believe, trying to bring down Blizzy as he dodged it too, so I'm not impressed by that. So should be able to right-click it down in the end. NAVI lose 3 different heroes. So we're trying to chase them down, but few overcommitments here. Crystallize going down without the time-lapse again. Such a big deal. Now, well, the racks are still standing, but VP should be able to finish it up right now. He won't die here. Maybe now with the glimpse back of Pasha, the force up doesn't quite save him, but they don't actually have the damage output against him. Magical, he was healing up at base. I didn't lose Medusa again. Yikes. Back 2 and Blizzy involved. What I was talking about, these kind of fights, they hinge on these small little things. The fissure in the right place at the right time. Running up Weaver just long enough for VP to be able to click him down before he can use time lapse. If he does, if he gets away there, then TIE looks different. VP has to continue running away. It can't spend a lot of time just running down Centaur.
Almighty money.
Result is that they lose that set of hold on to. Shan's about to respawn. Hanging around to this. Be the next logical step. They have another echo in a moment. No sanities for 60. Look like he's been whiffing quite a few of those, so not even sure if that matters too much. The bark will actually help them for a moment. Also give NAVI the information that they were looking for. But this Roshan is gone. Uses Stone Gaze in front, and he's spent some money on the Eagle songs. No buyback available. Gotta be a bit careful with Magical. Can actually go straight for the Ags, went for the BKB first. Even with that, protected him for 10 seconds, but even that 10 seconds ends at some point. Quite scouted out though, they have a very unconventional water inside of BP, but still Blink Stun initiation. To do over no one, that's a good one. If they can click him down with a follow-up stun, they should be able to in the end. But meanwhile, the back, Roger inside the static zone. Lizzie goes in, ranks right click down by Ramses as he pops zone BKB, ready to go, but cannot fight against Magical Stun Gaze. No one bites back, and Navi have to back off. Pasha still running around, doesn't have any mana to work with. Look at those shot on slow him down after the stick charges. Ramses, couple of sticks, Magical's forced to fight, but he can't. He's gonna die here, 105 seconds without buyback. Should have identified that if they saw the Eagle song. Nice, all they can do is just hit the creeps, make sure that they don't have that available in mid. I know, yeah, so Mako doing the same thing. Catapults, he's not necessarily gonna be successful. Hayats on the bottom lane. Though they're still gonna get this Roshan. Still gonna be able to push across the map. Later. Side on top. Catapults. It's just not a kind of hero that can push out a wave really fast. Helping out mid a little bit. There's still so much time left, 55 seconds on the death timer for Magical. There's another problem with this kind of strategy. Or protect one. If you fail to do that,
Dire's top tower
that one hero has all your damage. If that hero dies, well,
Dire's top tower
you're out of
is
luck, you
under
can't
attack.
fight. 2 CHP with the draw aura. So much attack speed, so they're gonna tear through second to the racks with nothing that Navi can do about it.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
Won't be mega creeps, it's still tier 2 in the bottom lane, so VP will
Dire's top barracks have fallen.
go the long way around. I think they mind too much. I mean, they're still poised to take this game. It looked a little bit dicey for a moment after that one high ground push that turned around on them. Right now they're back on track. Yeah, that's the line. The only line that makes sense anymore. Push down bottom. Very simple objective, very straightforward. Really, what were you just waiting on? Maybe a Shadow Blade. Look at Earthshaker too, he's carrying 3 different mangoes. Not for himself most likely, but maybe for Pasha. Or anyone that needs a bit of mana, you know? The mana break available here for the Weaver. Just from the field, it feels like they didn't go for the talent. Because he needed to be more tanky. Epic situation. Not too good. 600 gold. I'm not sure if Magical will have the time to farm it up. Get a few kills on the next high ground defense. Maybe that'll be enough to put him over the edge. By the way, it's ideal situation. One thing that they did get going for them, though, is they did find that initial kill on no one with the help of the Doom, so... Him having brought back bites an avenue for Navi. If they can do that again, maybe there's a chance. Still need to do both, right? They still need to do that to kill OD, and they need to keep Magical alive. Both to do that and also to actually be able to take the fight afterwards. Because Ramses is no slouch either. This guy's sitting at 20k. He has his own butterfly, holder of the ages.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
25% extra evasion. Like, how are you even going to like that one? It's no MKB. It's steady.
Dire locked down their structures.
35 plus 25. Would add up to 55, but I guess it's not looking quite like that. 51% according to the tooltip at least. When have Dota tooltips ever been wrong, I ask you? Those are ironic, by the way. Pasha has plenty of heals. He's so always out of mana, it feels like, though. It's a bit annoying for him. I haven't seen a Reaper scythe in a while. Because of that.
Looks like Radiant
Now Magical. Front lines. Okay, let's stop. Aggressive awesome Ramses. Let's get a BKB off here inside the static storms. Doesn't really matter. CIS without the Doom has to buy back. So Mako combo ends. Does he have another glimpse? He does indeed. So if they see Necrophos.
middle tower is under attack.
The cat kept him safe for the time being. Keep clicking away at this tier 3 tower.
Tower has fallen.
So far the easy part. Already forced out a buyback, forced out a stone game, so you even know that you need to stop this. Still have all of your own ultimates on the side of VEP. Matter of finding the jump. Roger's sitting there with this freaking shadow amulet. Anyone gets close here, anyone gets in blink range like this on top of Pasha. I get echoes now.
Dire's middle tower.
Very telling that they're gonna send him up there. Like he's
fallen.
pretty much unkillable with the stick charge now. Stump. Power Ranger, Roger's still patient. He wants more than one hero. He wants more than Blizzy. The Doom comes through with Necrophos. He can just walk it off. I don't think it matters. That is the action level 2. The hammer drops. The highest is down. Magical. Also not long for the wall. Stampede helps them a little bit. He still does get out, but they will not be able to vent this Rax. Just gonna call it. They don't even want to try. GG well played. Celebratory side onto the Stentor. Now they did the best of ones, but the best of 3 not off to the stop that they won. Virtus.pro claim first blood as far as games are concerned.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
Dire team ban.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining.
5 seconds remaining.
Welcome back, time for game number 2. Best of 3 series, the upper bracket finals, you could say here, between Virtus.pro and NAVI. VP, they seem to have broken the curse. NAVI, they've beaten them in 2 best of 1s in the group stage as well as tiebreakers, but that last game, it was just not. VP got an opening, they used it. And Magical on the soul farmed hero on the Medusa was not. Game number 2, well, VP, they're taking quite a long time to think about what they want to do, and hey, whatever works, you know? Seem to have done the trick in the last game, so why not go for the Drow Ranger again? It's not been banned out, but there's not going to be a Necrophos. It actually was quite the issue, not because Pasha did a ridiculous amount of damage or anything, but just to sustain. Like, he was the guy in the front that Navi had to get tapped. They kept trying to initiate it, they kept trying to kill him, but it never really worked. Right? Because he was too tanky, too sustainable at that point. So that part's not gonna be here. It's not gonna be the Blizzy Centaur either, so Virtus.pro. They had a few tricky situations. There was a triple storm. One of these mid pushes that turned around on Virtus.pro, so taking that away, probably a good idea, but there's still other heroes that can do a similar thing. Thing is that gets into the hands remaining. Of Blizzy or perhaps Diet.
5 seconds remaining.
There are some options. Seems to be this reposition more often for these days. Makes a lot more sense. Shadow Demon, I would assume that's Onsen. I'm not sure. I'm still not a fan of this hero. It's useful, but only very situationally. The Shadow Poison doesn't seem strong enough. The new Soul Catcher, if there's someone super tanky on the other side, yeah. So it can look strong. Beyond that,
10 seconds remaining.
Virtus.pro though, they get their hands on the Enigma.
Radiant team ban.
Good 4 position here, you always farm the offlane jungle. You just keep denying range, drag the wave back. And your offlaner can have them the other time, farming up
Dire team ban.
yeah, farming up the lane while you farm the jungle. And if you want, you can also be a little bit more aggressive with these Eidolons late in the line, but ideally, you want to soak up all that money to get the quick helm and then start the aggressive. Start breaking down towers.
Radiant team
You even have the Draw Ranger to work with. I do believe the Aura does work on the Eidolons. Not 100%. Wait and see. Would be very interesting. Sure. Especially if they also get themselves catapult with one of these helm creeps.
10 seconds
This is
remaining.
a lot of crazy pushing power that can come from these two heroes.
5 seconds remaining.
Now, here either. So what offlane is left? I mean, I guess again they have the same. Probably gonna be position. NAVI already covered. So from that. Then again, if Darkseer was open, it's very easy to put the Sanking in. Use that together with the Ion Shells. It is very nasty dual lane. The Dewey is still up. Taking a bit of time to think about their last bet. You want to take out the TA? There's someone else that I don't think you can let no one get away
Radiant
with.
team pick.
Then again, the OD was also quite devastating in the last one. And the Winter Wyvern. Okay, I like this side.
Dire team pick.
Not like it's a new one or anything, just Winter Wyvern up against Drow. On paper, it's a very good counter. Using VP strengths against them with the Winter's Curse, having this reset button in the middle of a fight. Can be played around though. It's a good AoE, but it's not enormous. So VP can kind of split up the fight a little bit.
5 seconds remaining.
They're gonna have to. Right? They're gonna have to be careful not to be caught out with too many heroes in that. Because in this game it'll also set up beautiful Sanking Burst Strike into Epicenter combo.
Radiant
Secondary
team
effect. Boulder Brace could be very strong. They have a few ways to counter
Dire team
that.
pick.
Okay. Even double down, they actually take the TA themselves. Similar idea as last game, just a bit of a block pick. They didn't want to let the Medusa hands of VP together with the Drow, so they take themselves, and in this game they ban out the OD, they take
10
the
seconds
TA.
remaining.
Just leave the Medusa up for VP to grab it
5
instead,
seconds
if they
remaining.
want it. Hate it. I mean, now NAVI once again with one of these lineup. A lot of utility. PA can be very explosive in a mid game with physical damage. Hence, do not scale all too well. VP themselves, they follow with. Oh yeah, Windstrike won against VP, and that was the exception of the rule, you know? Lycan and TA winning at 50 minutes. That's another one though. The more playing the old classic, the one that you just couldn't really account for. Your bans or your draft, your block picks or whatever, so that comes through. Witch Doctor, a bit of help in the laning phase, can actually
10
work out quite
seconds
well.
remaining.
Because he has that heal, so Morphling just goes max agility, Witch Doctor turns
5
heal on
seconds
for 3
remaining.
seconds. You can morph back to strength, you're at full health, no? But at least close to it. Once Morphling gets just a few levels in that attribute, he can be very hard to keep. how do you deal with this now? If you're NAVI, when you have a good team fight, but the Shadow Demon, it feels like the odd one out. It always does. I don't know how well you expect that hero to do in the... Try and find some ways to just take some weird extended fights early. Where you can just spam Shadow Poison, but it's also a heavy mana cost. Doesn't always lead to kill, but... I think maybe if you're NAVI, just... I think you pick a Lycan or something like that. Lycan or Lash. Go all in on this super early push in this mid-game time. One thing that VP doesn't have a whole lot of wave clear. Still gonna be annoying to push into the Enigma, Midnight Pulse and whatnot, and Pangolier now. Solves a few of these issues actually. That'll be the offlane for Pasha, presumably Roger on the Enigma. I don't know, I still think you pick
seconds remaining.
Something that can take down towers quickly.
5 seconds remaining.
Something that can fight a little bit more. Hope that they don't go back for the Light Dealer from Crystallize or something. It's another one of these heroes that's kind of sluggish, you know? It kited around this very one-dimensional curve, and if you fall off that curve, well, you're not getting back on anything. And then that's also the Morphling, right? So Morphling turns into you, has the free rage. Back to instead, alright, Sure how I feel about that. It's certainly not that early timing. Sure how well that matches up with the Morphling. Can certainly be a powerful late game hero if you have farm. Sure, VP will let them get. We'll have to wait and see. Like, the only reason I don't like Navi's draft as much is the Shadow Demon. Do some work to impress me with that. So I want to give this one to Virtus.pro. Also, I'll be very happy if I'm proven wrong. Because that means that we get a tier game 3. And game 3 is always nice, you know? More Dota. What more can you add for? Before we get into the game, a quick reminder about the ongoing casting contest. So notes, on a more selfish note, if you do like the broadcast so far, you can let EPICENTER know. You can hear me again during the group stages of the videos. As far as I know, it's not gonna be like last year with the flyers out, but it would be just a nice opportunity to cast. For now, Crystallize heading up NAVI. It's a good spectre set. I think you have the same kind of combination. VP, well, they're one game away from going to the finals, at which point they would only be one series away from punching their ticket to Moscow after all. Both of these teams lost out to Gambit in tiebreakers for first place coming out of the groups. Well,
It's looking spicy. It's looking spicy.
these new ones are a little bit weird, especially the Chinese ones. I've gotten used to the other ones, the new ones not just yet.
It's looking spicy.
This one's good. Not if you spam it, you know. Only so much blitz I can handle. Just kidding, the guy's off. Anyway. Bit of an aggressive movement here. Zayat's up for ward. Not the camp, alright. Vision. I don't know.
30 seconds.
Gotta be
to
very
battle.
economic with your mana, right? He has single mango, single clarity. I guess as a support it doesn't matter much. because you can always do the thing, you know, you can go towards the tier 2, deny yourself, and come right back. Full health, full mana. Actually, that's not a thing in this game, but I wonder if like there's a Riki or a Bounty Hunter, if they're invis, if they actually push this thing around, if we can then notice if someone's around at this Bounty Run spot. Worth testing out. Would be another one of these things that would be game breaking. But I'm not sure if that's a thing. Serious trigger that or not. Lizzie up top. We do a lane for the time being, so Neko around, perhaps looking for a bit of a career snipe in mid, but if he doesn't see that coming, keep it down towards first lies. Spectre certainly needs a bit of help in any lane, certainly up against Pangolier, who can do a bit of extra harassment with a swashbuckle. Don't think you wire it too much to keep yourself out of trouble, unless tanking's rotating in, but neither of these spots are much to worry about. He's done. Maybe I spoke too soon. I mean, doing quite a bit of harassment just between the two of them. I guess if they keep spamming spells and specters these days, they do like to go for Soul Ring, just to be able to do that, you know, max out the Spectral Dagger, use that to farm and also harass in lane. Crystallize doesn't have it queued up right now. Threads, the Wand, and the Midas. I do hope that he's not actually going to go for that, man. Palm. Dropping quite low, but Lizzie actually went for the Sandstorm level 1. Try and sit here. It's no sentry, so he'll be absolutely fine. They even have their... oh no, wait, that... Yeah, that is their sentry. I wasn't crazy. Even if there's in really good position. So even if you plop a sentry in this area, highly likely that this one will catch it. Lizzie will be able to eat it with a Tango or a Culling Blade. This is unlikely to be insta-counted either. Normally if you trade sentry for sentry, often possible, it is in favor of... it's in favor of the one that is invisible. I'm rambling, let's talk about other lanes. So Neko, I think it's best to keep Pasha away. Arctic One's still on cooldown, it's a very long one. Level 1. So far so good, Crystallize. 12 9, he's doing much better than I would expect. Yes, it's just lack of tankiness in Pangolier, so much. What? One thing mid, I was gonna get to that, I swear, but I don't think he should really die here, even up against the TA. That must have been a major outplay there from Magical. Meanwhile up top, both cases being outplays. Couple of Loki's here, but 4 stacks of poison on the Blizzy, trying to bring him in range, and just enough with a few right-games right here from Solo. A lot of weird things happening, but now Blizzy with 2 waves, he can drag those around for a moment. But Solo, well, at least getting a few extra right-games in. Also out of South. This early killing of a Morphling. Could be possible. Speaking of killing off, Neko just keeps chasing Pasha. What are the do right now? Without creeps bouncing out of the glass alpha. Seems unlikely that he takes kill. Especially with the swashbuckle available.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He's not gonna go for it, pulling out these spells. Roger as well. Just a bit of back and forth. Ideally, he would be in a position to just stack this camp and use it to pull, because there's actually a Dire Observer to block in the hard camp. So no pull through or any shenanigans, so Pasha is going to get a little bit more out of this lane. What? Okay, CIS. Maybe we should be watching him a little bit more. I was doubting that take. No one. So we'll get him TAs, quick burst. Has to be a bit careful. I said that CIS needs to impress me, and so far so good. 2 points up in Shadow Poison if you get 4 or 5 stacks on top of somebody that's like half their health pool against most heroes at this stage in the game, so nothing to ignore, and even aggro's a creep, so Ramses can't pull it. Gonna push anyway here with the sandstorm usage. Ain't much of a difference.
Precious bounty.
Doings 2-2, I think, yeah. Deal? Oh, he was solo shrining, now he's solo smoking. Still level 3, but oh god, hit snap no one. Would be big. Roger's there with a few. He's not just a sentry. They're gonna shrine, and would have been unlikely for them to be able to get that done. With an Invis rune, yeah, for sure. Just a smoke, unlikely. Would have been quite something. Maybe next time. Meanwhile, top lane, I mean, all three lanes are doing very well for NAVI right now. Into no burst strike. He wants someone else instead. Just gonna leave Zayats to solo. Even 5 stacks of poison. Half health done. Maybe a bit too greedy here. With the follow burst strike, they could have easily dispatched off the Swift Bridge Shock, I'm sure.
Dire's middle tower is under
keeping himself up, also fueling up on the stick charges. I don't know why Ramses doesn't have one of those. Seems like a bit of an oversight. Doesn't have to be one. Be a stick. Didn't want that. Lima crystallized on bottom actually. Marsha and Roger all around against him. Well, bit of help. Snako doesn't have the cold embrace, so all he can do is throw a bit of counter damage, but it's not really gonna matter too much for the game. Punish. Oh, 39 and 11. And the kills are a necessity at that point. You let them get away with this many last hits. The only one who's kind of close is Roger, who's just the Enigma, and it's mostly jungle farm. Something that you would expect. Alright.
Reinforced their structure.
The crystallize often probably again. Doesn't actually bring him way into the tree. Pasha would have been able to chase him anyway. That's one, that's two, that's another swashbuckle, Blizzy. Thinks around, he does have the sandstorm to keep him safe. I think he got all of these Eidolons at least. Really good revenge. I mean, he did go for Midas, alright. If he dies twice in a row, then I guess he needs it. It's a bit annoying. I mean, just TP back to lane. Gets killed again, so he has to do the walk of shame. Well, jungle, I guess.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That's back to also one of these heroes that can catch up. Once you're level 6, you won't put that point up. Into the haunt, and he does indeed. It's a good idea. I mean, you can make the argument, yeah, I don't really want to fight, so I don't really want to haunt in, but it's, if you don't do that, you don't have that opportunity to just swoop in, get a kill or two if your team's setting up for it. They're bringing somebody low, making them run away. It's just this global presence factor, and especially to have Spectral Dagger maxed out. Close to it. That is a decent nuke. That can finish people off with that. Need to make sure to have enough mana. Without the Soul Ring, can't really stick around. Keep spamming that inside jungles. Nice. Should be fine here, right? Yeah. Rumor Storm, not enough for Roger. He's forcing Crystallize back to the Fountain though, and that is not a fun position to be in. Go down to Nemesis right now. Net revives here, because of this go to start to the laning stage though, he does have a bit of a buffer. The Midas at least. It's gonna be hard for VP to actually down for too long, honestly. Keep killing him over and over. NAVI won't really let happen. They don't really have too many defensive wards directly in the jungle. They have this one in mid, so in the tower, of course. So that approach is covered. There's 2 observer wards on the other side. There's still this one path that is open to VP. Laning stage starting to break down.
Okay.
The other thing, magical. He had a good laning start, and he also has ancient stacks. This guy is going to be forced to be reckoned with. He does have the Desolator queued up before the blink right now. See what he decides in the end. Either works fine, and the blink tag is a little bit more aggressive because you want to get on top of people a little bit quicker. Desolator allows you to do more damage though in like a reactive fight. If you rotate in, if like someone tries to dive Crystallize again, for example. TP in, you have the Desolator, you start chunking people down very, very quickly. So Nako, top lane, trying to get some levels of his own. Has to be careful, no one is level 7. But no waveform jets whatsoever. That's a bit interesting. At least you get the value point, or most of you, or most players at least, get the value point. He doesn't want it. I mean, he's slightly more vulnerable than he otherwise would be. Still, of course, maxed out attribute shift makes it very hard. Don't want it without some serious burst. I mean, he's sitting at close max ability right now.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Into no one when turns into magical, why not? Seems very familiar because no one's also an avid TA player, so I might get confused if that keeps happening in the later game team fights. Meantime though, oh, Pasha. Disruption here to cancel that roll. Also swashbuckle away instead. But, oh god, he barely survives. Did you see that? Oh, it's crystallized, yeah, barely surviving. Doesn't last long, it's back to her on. Then another jump back towards mid. That's what I'm talking about. Yep. Riot says it. It's Koala and Ash. That basically means I don't know what that means. The result of that is Crystallize gets a free kill, 5.2k health points on net worth. That's what I'm
Dire structures
5.2k health would be a little bit too much for a level 9 spectre. I'll admit that. Up top though, TA in a bit of trouble. Pasha with the roll. Can't really bounce off of any. Oh, actually, never mind this thing. Here's from Winter Wyvern. That'll only delay the inevitable, but if it saves TA, that'll be all good. But Roger also walking in. Does have a few more spells to throw out. Glizzy trying to turn this, but he does not have the Sandstorm. But if plenty of nukes stacking up, get at least Roger. Can they find more? Seems unlikely. No one. Very tempted at front.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Tower deny.
Tower
And
has been denied.
should be the end of that situation. Top with a network shot. Third place is Ramses doing all of that. He was farming, as he always likes to do. Pushing bottom now. Well, he's gonna get some help. Crystallize some Nako.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Still
under
with fire. They
attack.
can't even contest that. Even if
Dire
they want to.
structures are fortified.
I need to bring in King the
Radiant's bottom
deck,
tower
but he
is
also
under
wants to
attack.
blink. 700 gold away. It's a bit of a fall.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Unfortunate,
has
especially because of the
fallen.
deny and the top lane can't really trade at all. These are the kind of sacrifices that you have to make sometimes. It's not quite ready yet. Can't you commit towards the Desolator? Only a few hundred gold away from that too. A little bit of a timing window for VP to try and take advantage of. Koala. VPing. Well, cancel it. Not sure if it would have been worth the Winter's Curse, but
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
sometimes you see these. Oh yeah, I mean, we're not really wanting to fight anyway, so might as well put that on cooldown. It's not the longest in the world, only 80 seconds.
Illusion.
All of this time, Lizzie spent up top. This camp should get in striking distance. Link dagger. A little bit more, but there's another creep hit. They'll be happy to provide the extra money that he needs. And Crystallize is still farming. So is Ramsey's so VP. It's not like they don't have a timing, right? It's not like they can't scale into the late game even. This Vector is not an easy auto win, even if it goes ultra late and first lines with time. Yeah, it's down bottom, Lizzie. Shows off the blink, but not the burst strike, not just yet anyway. Bust it up. Inside the sandstorm, that's doing a lot of damage at this point. The cast actually in a good position. Don't really want to engage into that. You're just willing to, wanting to secure the runes. Like, yeah, 3 for 1 for VP. Continuing to build the lead. No one's still trying to catch up a little bit in terms of farm. He's not too far away from his counterpart on the other side. Ramsey accelerating further and further. Does have the Dragon Lance? Could decide to go straight into the Hurricane. Oh, no magical! That is such a good snipe actually. That was an ultimate orb. Or the Lincoln Sphere from Morphling. They feel pressured a little bit to try and make something happen in return.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Smoking up into this area. They have a few wards to place. Be careful not to do it on one of these sentries. It's even on the high ground, it is in range. NAVI, like Suneko, could always just fly up. Back. I place it down a little bit further below. With Roger having a catapult here, a Saddle Creep, and a bunch of Eidolons, nice. They're gonna force this issue.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Lift comes out. We're gonna see it. Yeah, the oldest trade in the book, a tier 2 for Roshan. It used to be the tier 2 top on the Dire. Or like, rating for that matter. When Roche was still in this general area. So a little bit mirrored, of course, with Roshan being in that side. Oh, so a little bit too far forward, and VP. Okay, that's a buyback.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
They won't be able to do a lot of damage if that doesn't come out. I mean, with this curse, very valuable tool, especially if all of these summons are alive. As it stands, maybe not necessary, but especially with Lizzie rotating back as well. Went in for defensive sandstorm and whatnot. It's only support very early on in the game. It doesn't cost much. Neko doesn't need a lot of money anyway. Also, only a small victory. Wait for the Manta Star. Makes sense. Want that against the Drow Silence, I guess. Also to dodge one of the morphing projectiles against the Lucky Shot. Does mean that even if Crystallize wants to go for a Radiance, it's not going to come in for a while. He actually, yeah, let's go for that alternate build. Manta Diffusal, not the worst thing. What? There again. I don't know, that's just on him, 100%. Perhaps another opening for VP. I mean, without this Winter's Curse, there's a lot of things that you don't have to worry about. Solo though. 1, 2, 3. I'm on a killing spree.
Is all around you.
Not just yet, but magical starting in again.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Smoke breaks as Pasha walks by. They're getting ready to defend top. NAVI. See him, Zayas storm down. No one will also be another big one. He's sitting on a healthy amount, but he's not shifting. He is gonna be burst down. Well played indeed. Crystallize is getting that blasted. It's even better. Be enough to finish up the full Manta Star. Not easy. I mean, Burst Strike is almost instant. If it's super fast, I'm pretty sure it can start morphing swing. Stands, they couldn't. EA with Blink, Deso still at Aegis of Force for 2 more minutes. Now they can take Menace into their own hands even more. Another Blink, another Burst Strike, Solo is dead. So is the tower. Any moment now. need to start right-clicking.
Dire lock down their structures.
He wants to be there. I'm not sure what that smoke was about. Sneko is a little bit off right now. Not actually committing super hard in power. BP committing quite a few resources here. There's Pasha with the roll. No one with a lot more strength now, but there's a blink. There's a burst strike. I want to make this play in a couple of right clicks. Almost enough. Spectre with the horn to finish off the job. Now, no one in the middle of that has to wait for all the way back home and set the horn off to the side. Roger. Yeah, has to turn around for Black Hole, and it does. Only catches Chris. What? Where'd he go? I don't know. He's back in there now. Solar in the front. Another couple right clicks. Cask will make this a little bit harder. Does get to walk away. Ramses with his BKB sounds like anti-A. That's going on the traction just in time after the nuke from the mob. They need to back off. Still has to call him break. Home creep's almost getting him, and the blink. Probably be time to dodge that. Another burst strike from Noah this time, turning into Sand King. From Nako. This time, noble sacrifice. Make sure the rest of his team can get. That was a bit dicey.
My waters rise.
Nothing of value was lost.
A little something extra for the effort.
I don't know what happened to Hector there. Looked like Crystallize disappeared from the black hole. Can you reality out when you're stunned? Maybe I'm just crazy. Anyway, I'm not crazy. If I say that Pasha, he should be able to do stuff right. Only Zayat's here. Couple set for solo. X. 4-1-1. Magical started to do a bit of work, but now Pasha set up by the stomp there from the Helm Tree. And pulls from Nako. 0-6-1 on the Winter Wyvern, but maybe setting up for more Ramses. And a low burst strike, closing out the BKB. The sound. Two right click over one Sand King. He's no way to dispel the silence actually, but Crystalline's going in. Right on top of Ramses. Magical with the blink follow up. They're gonna get one. They're also looking for Roger. Couple more right clicks, another Q. Illusions. Ought to be enough, maybe? He's healing up on some bottle charges. They let him go a little bit too easily, perhaps, but they were playing it safe. Crystallize gets out. He has a Midas to use in 10 seconds. That is more important. We don't get quite as much out of that as I thought. Actually, yeah, I think did kill Ramses, even bought back. Ignore me. Bit of a big deal now. There's a 2k gap between him, Crystallize, and 2.5k between him and Magica. He's looking for the Daedalus, so. You think he's critting now? Let's wait until he has that finished. I mean, he's not actually critting, but I believe this melt bonus damage shows up in the same style. I did see these red numbers pop up, you know. NAVI still in a comfortable spot. The thing with him, like, he doesn't really have farming tool per se. He has the mobility from the waveforms, you can get around the Nuka creep APO there. Burhorn, where are they going up top? That's Pasha. That was Pasha to be more accurate. Even before the field blade, so that's available now. Vector, I mean, getting it, or just staying ahead of the curve. Both Spectre and TA.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Okay, switch away from the Daedalus.
Dire's top tower.
And it also works. Adds to the damage output and survivability for that matter against all of these right-clicky heroes. Marksmanship does go through that, of course. So. Soft counter. Gotta be lucky enough to proc. It's only a 30% chance. So. This is the kind of Navi that was winning games before against VP. I mean, they're in control, they're not making too many mistakes. VP are kind of just scrambling to find farm, but they're just not as far. Eventually it's gonna be a team fight where Navi get 1 or 2 crucial kills and VP is just gonna lose the game off directly or indirectly. I'll try to not let this happen though, not smoke. Being fooled by this one. I'm trying to bait out this bounty if they'll only find Snako. Even get him here. Defensive disruption. Save a little bit longer. Silence wears off. Maybe can get the ult off. And now stunned by Paja. Very good position here to bounce off of. Yeah, the 2 person down. They'll also get this Shadow Ding. The rest of Navi though, all 3 cores. That's a good step. VP can establish some map control on the back of that. Might even be able to push it tier 1. There's still 2 of those available. Take over catapults. The drawing line. Hey, we need to focus on this area of the map. Worthwhile. Bit of extra free money on the map, no? Overall, the gold feed is not all that big. These supports are not rich at all.
Close the blast doors.
Tanking. And he has what he wants. I mean, Blink, even the Veil, to buff things up. No one. He's pretty healthy. We'll be able to stay in the front lines, dealing with this tier 1. Now we do not see an angle to engage here. Go past no one. We would have to get on top of Roger. Prevent the black hole on Ramsey's first strike. Just trying to force out something. Maybe getting a quick snipe, but magical. Only a single hit, not enough. Solo will heal back up. They'll be just fine. There's a blade, the next item queued up for Spectre. Both teams also need to keep an eye on Roshan. Is the advantage for Navi because you can just have a trap in there at all time. So at the moment VP have Eidolons or Helm Creeps. Gotta be a bit more careful about that. Keep those away, that's a lot of money. The biggest advantage, Dota Plus also only a slight edge. I mean, this is not the... Technically, this is not the ultra farming Spectre with the Radiance, but that Midas actually making up for that. So you're still sitting very healthy net worth. See a 5-man smoke. Ooh, magical to catch him with the big blinks. Not too far away. Far enough as it turns out. We're a little bit slow on the reaction there, I want to say. At the same time, what is your play? Even if you silence from the drow, you're not going to prevent the blink. So you have to have Roger with the stun. A bit tough. They don't have Sand King. They don't have this almost instant stun to set anything up with. Unless Morphling turns into the Sand King. That's a, at that point, things change a little bit. But really, always get what you want. Roshan is back up, both teams should know it. We're keeping an eye on it for VP. NAVI, they have a bit of an advantage because they can spread out a little bit more. Both teams, of course, have their shrines though. Also, another reason is they crystallize. If he wants, he can just push out one of these side lanes himself. Right now, it's the rest of his team who's dealing with bottom. Feeling confident enough that VP can't kill Roshan in the time it takes for them to rotate in. As long as they keep vision. Ashes invest up, that alone will not do the trick.
Dire's bottom tower is
another
under
smoke,
attack.
but again, Dia's the one here that's hanging around this general area, keeps an eye on things.
Dire's bottom
Same
tower
time?
has fallen.
Magical. Gets another tower.
Dire's bottom
Tasha,
tower is
okay, he's
under
committed, he's
attack.
jumping up on the high ground, CIS self-disruption, F70 channel up, Lindsay sees a bunch of heroes, only gets the burst strike at one, but with Spectre on, coming in solo, looks like he's gonna die any moment, and he does indeed. Ramsey so, he does get a BKB off, Chris Lies in man mode, being slowed down a little bit by the cast, but not anymore. Ramsey's got a BKB, he's slowed down, so they go walking forward, Winter's Curse, no one rolls across, but two different heroes clicking away Tango, they follow up with a burst strike, Patcha, super freaking low, nice silence, to try and turn this, but it's only Ramsey's against the world. Needs a high ground up needs to force off the high ground, but it was not available. No mana, no cooldowns. Now it's only no one gets another kill. Just switching between Morph and Sanking mode. Another buyback from Pasha. Can have another roll, but it's still enough to keep them away. Well, no one is another mental side keeps Crystallized safe against that dude. NAVI backing off at the right time, realizing, alright, we got enough. Couple of kills, even a buyback. Really not worth hanging around trying to make a player morphling. A very hard kill at that point. Solo, no. Bit too far forward, my friend. No miss up the high ground means is dead again. Now, might actually be enough to push. Disruption for some extra illusions from Crystallize. Really helpful. Roach is falling very quickly indeed. Melt Strike with Desolator. All the mines down with the good walls. Now it gets in the hands of the TA again. Cheese for the Spectre. Another 120 seconds.
And
Epicenter.
They'll be back in a few minutes.
Yeah, than that. They're ready to go. With this bottom wave. In mid and bot. Be logical places to start here. This tier 2 very low. This one not as much, but still really matter. As soon as you get on top of it with the entire lineup, you should very quickly. This off lane is still up against each other. It's not really anything they can do that could kill them. NAVI continuing to build a slight advantage here. Further and further. Again, only looks like a slight advantage. I feel like they're actually further ahead. Just because Spectre and the Spectre and TA heroes where a lot of this net worth is focused on. They have a lot of alpha strike potential too, with a Blink Burst Strike, Blink follow from Magical, for a lot of Magic Burst, and Shadow Inlet.
bottom tower is under attack.
Ready to go. Oh no. Baroni's by sentries, guys. Gauntlet is still seeing though. Perch that off. Comes to Perch.
Monster kill.
And just a few right clicks. Not rely on the Cherry Amulet forever. So,
Dire's middle tower has
pretty good kill actually. 45 seconds without the worry of a Blink Black Hole. He doesn't have buyback either. And, okay, that is another Blink Barrow. Ramsey's with Ghost Scepter. Leaving himself alive for the time being. No one though. Dropping Barrow low in his second form at least. He's losing to quite a bit of work. Now, that Winter's Curse. Drow Ranger. Dropping Barrow. Crystallize. Walking in. Forcing out that BKB. And keep Ramsey safe, but also keep him away from the middle of the fight. Magical finishing up Pasha at the same time. And now, onto the buildings.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
It's had that alpha strike potential, that initiation.
Middle barracks are
It's very hard for BP to deal with. Even though they didn't lose Ramsey, so no one, they couldn't really have them join the fights either. Now another burst strike, he can't shift. No one, he's dead. Has the buyback. Now NAVI, back off.
Show me more.
Crystallize, that means you too. It's a black hole available. Ramsey and no one ready to go there. Keeping away from each other, still in the Aegis, and Crystallize still holding on to the cheese and still want to keep fighting. That's a black hole on both of them. One will come back, the other healed up a little bit. Maybe, that's not Roger, dropping super low then. That black hole completely ineffectual. Another burst striking back, same from no one, it's burst on another. But just a single hero, 4 more, trying to run you down. Has to slow them, but VP, now it seems like they're finally out of tricks.
Barracks have fallen.
NAVI can claim a second full set of ranks.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I doubted them, but They didn't doubt themselves in that situation. They realized, hey, we can just tank that, don't worry. This is what Aegis and Cheese are for, am I right? Now, into that shrine. That bottom shrine plus a tier 2. Probably not gonna last too long either. As soon as NAVI, everything ready to go again. Looking to claim that. Nullify next on the list now. Still, I did go back for the Daedalus. Now, you want to buy a tome for himself? Maybe. He's gonna be able to do that for a while. It's only 35 minutes in. Oh, CIS so high level. Talent? Yeah. 30% XP gain. Just hunting. Hitting out solo, the Q does connect. Disruption crystallize just the illusions in, and honestly, okay, that couple right clicks. They have a lot of heals. But also means that they have to expend. What? No, he still dies! Oh wow, that is a lot of damage actually.
Dire's bottom tower
Purge.
has fallen.
Yikes. Again, blink, disruption. All coming through. Brown still gets the BKB of Lizzie. Does the burst strike, unable to time it out. Woods gets the save, he's walking out. Oh, let's say that. That new from no one. Sets up for partial to finish the job. Ramsey's still dead. Same as Soul. Runs can buy back. So he needs to crystallize in the front. They're trying to focus on Snake. There's still a Winter's Curse available, but no, he just died. What? He just disappears. Magical, too strong. This is just Koala. GG well played. With a chaotic fight back and forth. Exchanging blows at the hinterland. A bit of an anticlimactic GG as a result, but hey, whatever works. Now they come back, bringing us another 3-game series. As much as
5 seconds remaining.
Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining.
5 seconds remaining.
Dire team ban.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Dire team pick.
Drow Ranger.
Radiant team pick.
Templar Assassin.
Radiant team ban.
Dire team ban.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the final game of the day here for the CIS qualifiers for the Epicenter. My name is Drew Agenjar, happy to have capped this series so far. You and certainly also looking forward to this one. Virtus.pro, they've been looking a bit shaky, but in game 1 of the series, they were back to their old selves. Game number 2 though, very solid performance again. from the Ukrainian
team
squad.
ban.
Are they back? Well, that is left to be determined. Even if you win this one, they'll bring you to the grand finals. But you still have to win that one if you want to make it. So, Drow Ranger Sand King, Virtus.pro gonna try again. This time they get themselves the SK though. So, taking that. Lizzie, they
10
did.
seconds remaining.
The Centaur? Navi didn't pick it. That is a
5
new
seconds
one, I
remaining.
think. Navi, they have focused a lot on this Blizzy Centaur for good
Dire
reason.
team
That guy's extremely good on that hero. Well, nothing coming out this time. Could be on the Doom. Biles was also doing just fine on that hero so far. Other things up their sleeves. Because offlane is like, they also get themselves the TA immediately. Didn't want to ban it out.
10
They also
seconds
didn't want to
remaining.
let Virtus.pro get their hands on it.
5
Well,
seconds
we've seen in the
remaining.
last game what Magical can do with that hero with or without a Drow. Well, a little bit more dangerous now against Sand King though. Damage over time that you have to deal with eventually. Taking it this early also means that we consider a laning. Someone with Viper would come to mind. It's a little bit of a different Viper than it used to be though. One thing that's annoying for the TA to deal with, but you shouldn't really die either. Really go on Viper necessarily, in turn farms extra creeps in the jungle in the mean. Just using. But still perhaps a consideration for Virtus.pro. Doesn't really seem like a no-one hero. Few others. I don't know. I don't want to speculate. But you already have the Sand King to protect. Could go back to the Morphling, try that again. On paper, it's still very, very powerful. You just need to have the right framework around it. You need to try and direct the game in a way that's beneficial to you, which means getting some farm going and trying to keep these other cores down.
Radiant team pick.
Both TA and Spectre in the last game were doing super well. So there's a chance, so yeah. That's a step in the right direction for sure. Even more buffs. You get yourself the lone druids. You know, divine favor per spirit bear. Gambit has shown
10
us
seconds
what that
remaining.
can do, so this could shift into some really super fast-paced
5
drive. It
seconds
would be
remaining.
a big change of pace from the Navi game. Navi don't identify that if they don't prepare enough for that in the draft. Could just get run over by them. But the chance in itself should be an indication enough that this is a possibility. Time to think about it. Pick up some wave clear, and Winter Wyvern is pretty good. Not just against the Drow, but also against all of the summons that Chen brings to the table. It's a Tusker. EP, they want to be quick, they want to be aggressive. And I wouldn't mind if they picked up another pushing hero. Maybe even something like a Knights even though that's also not
10 seconds remaining.
would fit well into this timing norm.
5 seconds remaining.
Have a bit of damage to over ultimate against. Navi though, they're still potentially looking for an offlaner depending on where they want to run this Doom. It's good also support, and they're also looking for. Probably gonna pick that last unless they're worried about it being banned out. Oh, the one. If it's a Spectre again, I think they might be debated. So maybe just go for something like a Troll Warlord. The old Phantom Lancer. Agasar is actually still in the pool. Worth considering. Go full frontal, pick up the Ursa, get a quick blink. Yep. Wow. The silence is going to be annoying. Hurricane Pike eventually as well. The idea when you already have the TA, which is the same place.
Dire team banned.
Right? Puck. Would seem like an offlane hero here. Lizzie. Yeah, last time I actually played it earlier today against Team Empire in Game 1. That was the one I actually missed. I didn't see that, but yeah, it was Lizzie on the offlane puck. We'll probably see the same thing. Here's CIS back on her kill. Got the Crystallize here next. I like the puck here. I think that's a good solution. Takes a few of these boxes, right? You can get on top of Drow. And silence her up before she silences you. Coil to make, stop her from running away. Also has a bit of wave clear to work with. And the wave counter push or just split push.
10 seconds remaining.
Very hard hero to lock down too. And right now Virtus.pro only have the one reliable stun from the burst strike. Even that can be dodged from the puck. Once maybe Yule Scepter comes out, that should be the defensive. Yeah, up against the Snowball perhaps rolling in on him. Once that comes out, puck should be absolutely safe. Unless we
10
pick up
seconds
another
remaining.
hero that solves all of
Dire
the
team
issues.
pick.
I'm not sure if such a hero exists, but they still go for the Spectre. They're confident enough. It's
Choose your hero.
no ultra push, but in exchange for that, more synergy with Drow. And just a Chen, I feel like, is enough power if they can get themselves a bit of an army of catapults and whatnot. They can buff these catapults up to high heaven. Drow and the Chen Divine favor. So the Viper will allow them to fight the Navi. Especially good against Spectre. Taking away the dispersion, having the break is gonna be so important. Crystallize will not really be able to rely on dispersion for extra tankiness. Also means that he'll probably want to consider BKB this game, which is not a normal Spectre item. You ideally want to just buff yourself up on stats and so forth. This doesn't seem like as easy of a Spectre game. But Navi got the momentum coming into this. Virtus.pro, just the last few days, they are now 1-3 against this team. There must be a reason for that. At the very least, you can be calm. There's not too much pressure. It was immediately go to the finals. Not everything will be decided right here, right now. You can still make your way through the lower bracket
Prepare to battle.
Ready.
against either Empire or Team Windstrike. Virtus.pro beat both of the teams relatively easily. Windstrike also had the drop on them in game number 1, but that was first game of the day. Maybe they were just waking up or something, I don't know. But it's certainly some matchups that they should be favored in. Which means that we might even see yet another Navi vs VP rematch. The grand final, who knows? It would seem likely either way, even if Navi ends up dropping down. They should also be favored against both Windstrike. But we're just gonna have to wait and see how this one plays out. If you're just tuning in, oh boy, missed quite a bit. Yesterday was even more exciting. So
30
Yes, that's
seconds
that.
to battle.
third game in a row, I believe. Our Ranger. Third time's a charm? I mean, I guess they won the first one, so can you really say third time's a charm? I don't know. But I'm gonna hope that it's working out. With the Viper, they have a very powerful strat. And look to try and take advantage of that.
Begins.
This Spectre really shouldn't have as much of an impact early on as she did in the last game. Same thing can be said for Magicka. Viper does have damage over time to work with. especially once the ultimate comes online. You're not even gonna be able to run away. But even overblocking, a bit annoying. And that one, oh no, denied. At the range creep, no, magic on. I mean, this will equalize here because the other tower also starts away. Ace creeps.
Denied.
There is there's no second one out. He does have one as well. I can't really think about plopping that one down just yet as he's in a bit of trouble. Tries to juke through the trees. Does have a self, needs just a little bit of extra time. He wants to be able to get it off though, and Snako can just... Well, that's annoying. He was forced into the self, else it would have been straight up first blood, but now he can't approach the lane anymore. Yeah. I don't know, it's not good. BP right now, they're going with this defensive tri lane. Solo actually went for the penitence level 1. No holy persuasion to bounce people around, so you can get... And I need to reach level 2, and Roger's tag team just make it happen. That's a little bit far forward with the penitence, with the right clicks. Auto simplification, Zayas! Zero armor hero, just straight up dies.
First blood. And a point well taken.
Much of a yikes the stealth cancel was, and Pasha just used things instead. That was also yikes on top of, hey, oh, wow, it's Lizzie's. I didn't expect him to be able to do that. Both Roger and Solo still hanging around. So many creeps still alive, which means all of them. Oh, the both of them are gonna be level 1 still. Now, attacking Lizzie. Didn't have the orb available, so no problem. Agnostic. So much early pressure on Pasha. He did snipe this one. Got counter snipe though, so Snako. Good pass for the ward walls as before. Still able to keep Chris' life safe. Because Pasha, he should know roughly where this ward is. Placed his one very defensively, so it's... But has to be careful. I think they shouldn't have enough damage, surely. You're close, but not close enough. Pasha would have had the Sandstorm to dodge it, but... Honestly, this is just as good, if not better, than a kill. He has to walk all the way back home before he can recharge and keep. If he dies, still, he spends a few seconds dead, you give up a little bit of money over to a support. But you would have been back in lane a lot quicker. Chris lies, he's getting complete free farm. Again, it's not as crucial, or it is still crucial for them. Oh, is that gonna be long enough? It is! That is so much damage though with the penitence. Bonus attack speed together with tag team, this is one of these combos that I hadn't even considered before, but could be working. But yeah. There are better ways to deal with Spectre on the side of VPs, but just based on the draft. That's what I was talking. Don't care as much, perhaps. Spectre's getting a good start. Pasha? Navi still cares though. Bringing in Zayats to help secure another kill. Take care of this pesky Sand King. Even put up a pick up a haste.
Haste.
Of a different creep. Not so long, not back here though. Eat it and replace it? Doesn't make much sense. Would have been a Shadow here, also. Especially if you want to return top and give a bit of extra region to Blizzy. Give extra region to Blizzy, who is completely out right now. Punching on his last tango at the moment. He looking to try and avoid that. Another silence. Tag team after the snowball. This time it's not enough. This does let the orb jump away. Cannot contest the bounty rune as a result. So still a very good move from the EP to ensure the 2 for 2. last games. Actually going for Midas. Already has the recipe 5 minutes in and only 200 gold away from the gloves. Or 150. This is an extremely early timing. Ramses, okay, bit of a response there from Zayats now. Need to run him down. Couple of heals from Solo and Roger also coming in. One trade for Blizzy, jumps across. He decides to tower though. Ramses away from that path. That's still pretty damn tanky though, so instead they settle for Roger. This ice armor, it's +8 against this physical damage. This is completely nullifying the entire strength of BP in this lane right now. It is physical damage though. Also, it's still very useful with the recall, saving quite a bit of money on teleport scrolls. Trying to make a play on Zayat. Another snowball. Ramsey's leaping in there. Is he gonna make it? The bottle charge from Blizzy. Saving his friend. What a guy. What a guy. Now he's out of charge though. Couldn't be any rune spawning anytime soon for back up or fill it back up. It's Midas timing though, that's ridiculously fast. Magical meanwhile in mid, yeah, he's just completely dominating this this matchup has changed quite a bit. No one should be able to farm up some jungle camps, try and catch up, but that's not exactly something that PA can't do. In fact, it's even better because you can use this. Try and stack up Ancients, a little bit fortunate there.
Dire's middle tower.
Ramses is all alone, so Zayat's just running him down. 2 points up in Scorched Earth. And the snowball a little bit too late to do anything about it. In fact, Roger...
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Will be absolutely fine. In fact, Roger might be the one being gone out again. Another Infernal Blade. Keeping out. Maybe extra damage, it's enough!
Double kill.
It's just enough before the TP concludes.
The Dire have
Big
reinforced
yikes
their
again. Viper. He's farming the jungle, dropping low, magical. Completely free to do whatever he wants in his mid lane.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Even if it's just farming up some Ancients of his own. Can be a little bit tricky with these psionic traps. These Ancients don't have vision, they don't actually follow you down the
bottom
step.
tower is under attack.
Backed off a little bit earlier, I would say. 4 people. It took 4 people. I'm not even sure no one did anything, but it certainly seems a little bit odd. It felt like they might have needed him here to make sure that they could get this kill and not be counterplayed.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Certainly a guy to watch. Because, like, he was playing offlane for... Oh no, it's not that. He's been playing these 4 positions that are very playmaking in a bit of a different way. I mean, Tusk is the previous generation of 4 positions, right? Run at people, trying to make things same as Earthspirit. Doom works similarly, but just a little bit different. Like, you have a few other ways to you have a few other things that you can do. If you play Earthspirit or Tusk, you have to get things done. Doom, he can still jungle. No? You can rely on Devour to not fall behind.
Radiant's
So
middle
just,
tower is
you're
under
always just
attack.
gonna have that Doom movement. Very valuable in pretty much every single game. Take away one hero out of the fight. That right is very similar. CIS is really good about that. Getting the most out of this hero, always with being aggressive enough to force out some mistakes, some missteps from the other side and take advantage of it. But not too aggressive in a way that just ended up feeding it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
At least not way too long. Mako being gone on 3 against 1. Definitely heals coming through. It will take him a little bit longer, but eventually with no one else rotating in, will be a free kill. You need to worry about that as Zayats.
Radiant's middle tower
Slow down, but
has
if you want to go on it. But little do they know, so many rules being taken up. NAVI's at 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay, they got all of them.
Radiant's
Seems
bottom
good.
tower is under attack.
Very good. Almost 5k net worth now. Uncrystallized. That might is going strong for a while. Off cooldown now though, this is tilting me. He's TPing. Okay. An area with creeps. All that really badass. But Magical didn't lose the tower on the back of that push with the 3 of them. Maybe return the favor now as
Dire's top tower is under
except for mid
attack.
lane himself. Classic catapult to work with. Down bottom. VP, you're gonna try and use the same strength to
Dire's middle tower
do the
is
same
under attack.
towards the Radiant
Dire's
side,
middle
taking
tower
over,
has
then
fallen.
creep to help.
Radiant structures are fireproof. Dire's
So far so good.
middle
For
tower
now,
is
the
under
Crystallize is still farming.
Radiant's bottom
Even though there
tower
is this
is under
Viper,
attack.
even though there is this Nanotoxin that you have to worry about,
Radiant's bottom tower is
plan
under
really
attack.
doesn't change for now.
Dire's middle tower is
Still
under
just
attack.
farming up, getting ahead, taking opportunities when you see them to take fights, get pickoffs. Beyond that, just extend the game. They're the ones with the 10, right? Level 4, almost 5. It only has the 1 creep because Divine Favor is just such a good buff. Even on a single catapult. Not doing it there. They're actually going for the mech. Saudi use later not live. Not being 8 of those things. Ooh, that's a big hit. Magical make rotation to combo up with Lizzie using that foil. He has his own blink dagger as well now.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yay. Desolator first, probably, presumably. Yeah, they're getting ahead. That little bit
Dire's
quicker
top
than
tower
VP
is under
is.
attack.
Can still put on some pressure here, just wanna pick up the strength of the Chen, and also Roger, he's up to level 6, so a little bit more control. A little bit more damage too up against heroes like Doom, who has replaced that ice armor now with the old hell there. I mean, that has less value in terms of nukes the later the game goes, but still, that's slow, not bad. Worth holding on to for a while until you have your blink dagger of your own, so you can get bump, or maybe you want the Alpha Wolf. Being channeled up. Pasha showing off his own blink target, going straight top 1 to 5, and the heals coming through. Still being kept alive just a little bit longer, but then he dies to Sandstorm Zayat. Find the dust. Pasha with another burst strike. It's he can't get thing off. Not sure if he wanted to commit the Doom there. If he did, that would have led into a kill on Pasha, but probably didn't quite have the vision. As long as it's only Soneko going down, though, it's absolutely. He's 3 of the 6 kills that VP has. Others 2 on Doom, 1 on Blizzard. To Dasso, tier 1 up top, very low, so that's a target you would like to go on. Viper makes this a little bit awkward. Thankfully, he's keeping out. The rest of the EP, though, looking for a tower of their own. That's gonna be a tier 2 down bottom.
Dire's top tower
A way to
has
contest this
fallen.
as a result. They will slow this down just a little bit. Perhaps take another creep wave, high trade. Smoke will expire for Sonic. The observe what's placed for there. So.
Radiant's bottom
He's actually gonna
tower
need a
is under
TP.
attack.
Because if VP are crazy enough to take this to the Idol, they will need to win this for
Radiant's
dissuade
bottom
them.
tower
But
has fallen.
look like they want to this time. Very close to the danger zone here. You don't want to get close to Magical. Can't come to you quickly just yet. Oh, damn. Going in on Ramsey says, just walking away on Blizzy. That's a bad puck. But Spectre still picking away at that. Blue ball. Doom up on Viper just after his own ultimate. Zayat's just running him down. Took them a while to bring them Ramses, but now the first strike here, Pasha trying to save their lives, but he couldn't, and now instead he gets dusted up with the snowball across to the other side. Desperately trying to flinch up Science with another punch. He'll be able to do it, but is that worth it? He doesn't have a TP to get himself out. Crystallize, then across 3 seconds, but didn't even need that. 4 for 1. I don't know, with Magical getting that extra kill. So much money, extra money for these two cores that won them the last game, and even in this one, they're getting further and further ahead of the VP cores. Ramses, yes, these 4 Wraith Bands and whatnot. It's a standard build, but can't really fight. Expect to get away with things. The only flip side is the Crystallize. I mean, with the Midas, he also doesn't really have these big combat effect items yet, even though his net worth is very. That same can't be said for Magical. The Desolator tears through people here 50 minutes. And, well, Blink Dagger will make sure that Magical can bring them on target. If they're fast enough, they'll be able to do it against Roche, but Tag Team works pretty well against that. There's a Q. Keep an eye on it. Need it for the time being. They have vision. The outside. There's Epicenter being shown up, so buy some space in the back. Or in the middle of all of this. And the Diet got to go to Roche Chan. Temple Assassin goes in, but Magical, well, he couldn't quite snatch it.
Many a grave is
Instead, gives up his own life.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Anticipatory blink of the Epicenter and whatnot from Zenting. It was, I don't know. Keeping over the Aegis uncontested is annoying, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. You would have to give up a tier 2 anyway. Maybe in that and maybe the top end too. Losing your high comp hero like that, it's kind of a weird high risk play. Not really worth it, I don't think, even against this lineup. Gonna be able to chip away now at this tier 3 on the high ground. They have catapults, which will divine favor now. So much damage. Look at them chunking away, that's nice. Missing a few of these hits and now the Midas just to get rid of that threat. Power still almost dead. Fine, Gage, Roger. Hello, there's a Doom over on the pipe, he's already super low. Now it's back to Haunt, it's Coil on absolutely everybody. With the silence bringing them low. That's the Aegis on 1, 2 more heroes go down. They just get rid of the entire VP lineup, and that makes it twice as easy.
Triple kill.
Kill off the Drow Ranger second time. That was a Zap indeed. Quite the Zap moment. Full 5-man wipe in, like what, 5 seconds? That was even without the Winter's Curse or anything. That would have slowed it down. If nothing else, that was perfect execution. Didn't even lose the tier 3. It's very low, but Vines are still safe. Being beautiful initiation there from the puck. Just with the chaos from Spectre's created here. That Coil catching a bunch of people. The silence too is just nuking them down. And preventing them from running away. NAVI right back on track. Pushing out these lanes. There's a tier 1 to take down bottom. Sanking's gonna try and deal with the creep wave as it comes in. Go, walking forward. They have the silence, they have the sentry. Another coil available, and well, this is a dead hero as a result. Pasha overstaying his welcome, even giving the kills to Crystallize. This are confident there. Close enough money here for that man to start. Has to be like clean up next. And meanwhile, up top, Zayats and Magical work together to get another kill onto Solo.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
BP. He ate themselves there. Still, they got the 1 kill on TA. They had the Aegis. This was still 18 minutes in against the TA that is very farmed and didn't have the longest death timer. The world Ramses. We're not gonna get that. But he wasn't punished either. They can group up. Chilling smoke right now there. A
Dire's top
few
tower
walls being
is
planted
under
now.
attack.
Keep an eye on these things. But they're just willing to secure the Dire's. Make sure that Ramses keeps farming. Maybe get a pick up on Soneko here if he shows himself. Maybe get a few TPs from a side shot while he's here.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower
God.
has fallen.
Showing himself, but it didn't get TP, so he's gonna have to stick around here for a while
Radiant's
longer.
top tower is under
That's
attack.
so weird.
Dire's middle
I
tower
mean,
is
he's being
under
found.
attack.
Pasha sees him. Oh,
Radiant's
Soneko
top tower
should end up dropping eventually here. Can heal himself.
Middle tower is under attack.
The Skir's not going to do too much between the two of them, other than delay things further, and that's all he wants, I guess.
Dire's middle
He's still
tower
walking.
is under attack.
Another blink,
Dire's middle
arrow strike.
tower has fallen.
Alright, the fighting say, alright, whatever. We're not going to spend the time to run him down, it's just not worth it, and they would be right. Busy was pushing down mid, this slice, still pushing bottom, and with the catapult they will be able to claim it on tier 2. This will delay this high ground.
Radiant's top
They
tower
have
is
stolen
under attack.
catapult. Tier 3 will go down. Return besides with the initiation doing again on the Viper. Couple like this magical. Snap him down. The epicenter trying to turn this, but there's just no damage to it. Back to the magical. Click him down. One to the other. Solos TPs out of the Koala. GG. They don't want to play this game anymore. Another full 5-man wipe. Nothing. Just too strong with the same core strat. 2 games in a row. And VP is done. They just